Welcome to Searching for History. I'm Erin. This is Rowan.
Hello.
And we have Thora in the back seat. She's a little bit whiny because we don't have the windows down. So what are we seeing today?
Well, today we're just outside of Ely, Nevada, and we're driving towards what's called the Ward charcoal ovens. I don't really know a lot about Ward. I know there was a mining district. I'm not sure if there was a town, so I don't really know if this is the Ward ghost town or if it's just an industrial site, but we're gonna go find these charcoal ovens and see what we can learn about Ward. Well, we got out here to the Ward charcoal ovens, and there was a Jeep club here, and we're thinking, man, it would be nice to be part of a Jeep club. Might have to look into that. Those guys were zigzagging all across Nevada, going to different mines and ghost towns.
These structures are really interesting. They're really cool.
They definitely have a beehive look to them.
This panel says, charcoal oven to bandit hideout. After only 3 years of operation, 1876 to 1879, the silver boom waned. The trees were gone and the need for charcoal ended. People found other uses for the Ward charcoal ovens. For prospectors and stockmen, they were shelters in harsh weather. It is also said that 1 or 2 stagecoach bandits hid from the law in these ovens.
It also is talking about charcoal, and lots of it is needed for smelting ore. It takes 30 to 50 bushels to reduce 1 ton of ore. So these beehive-shaped ovens were an efficient way of reducing pinyon pine and juniper into charcoal. The ovens allowed control over how hot and how long the fire burns, which is important when producing quality charcoal. Building the ovens here, close to the source of building materials, the timber needed to make charcoal, and within 3 miles of the smelters, was a matter of convenience and efficiency. So it must be pinyon pine up in the hills around here.
This panel talks a little bit more about the wood and the use of wood and why they were using charcoal here. Filling 1 oven required trees from 6 acres of land. 1 oven equaled 6 acres of trees. 6 ovens equaled 36 acres of trees.
Yeah, so they're going to use up a lot of wood, a lot of acres of pinyon pine pretty quick.
Down here it says 1,750 bushels per oven times 6 ovens equals 10,500 bushels in 12 days.
So here's a cross section of one of the beehive ovens. So you can see, looks like they're loading it. It was now ground height, but it went quite far below the ground and filling it completely with timber. It's really interesting. Thora doesn't want to go in.
No. Well, I'll let you go in. You can check it out.
Wow, it's actually pretty cool in here. Well, based on that cross-section drawing, I think they've filled in the floor.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, no, that's not true. That's where they were loading it up there.
Oh.
Yeah, so actually this is the original elevation of the floor, and that's where they loaded it from that upper portal. And then down here where you are is how they removed the charcoal.
I think I just assumed it was kind of like a coke oven where it was loaded from the top. But it's not. The top is just a chimney.
Yeah, the smoke escapes through the top.
Yeah.
Well, these are pretty cool. You can see why bandits would hide out here and be made of stone. These things are going to be sitting here for a long time. So what's your impression of the charcoal ovens?
I like the charcoal ovens better almost than the coke ovens we've seen before, but only because these are really exposed. They're not all overgrown. So you can really see them. And they're not deteriorated as much as the coke ovens we saw. I really like the way the light hits the beehive structures from this angle. I think it's really beautiful. I think it's amazing how something that is built for a mundane industrial purpose actually looks really beautiful and kind of sacred in the landscape.
Yeah, these could be used in a Star Wars movie as like Jedi temples or something.
That's what it reminds me of.
So Thora, what do you think about the charcoal ovens? What do you think?
I think she'd rather hunt for bugs.
I think so. I saw on the map not far from here is a ward cemetery, so I figured we would drive over there and take a quick look at that. We're now at the Ward Cemetery. The life histories of 46 residents of the Ward Cemetery tell a fascinating story about what life was like in the early mining boom towns of White Pine County. Most residents of Ward were not native to the area. Many came from nearby Utah, others came from as far away as China and the British Isles. So based on that information, I would say Ward actually was a town that no longer exists. So it boomed and it bust. There could be some ruins out here in the junipers and pines, but I think really all that's left is the charcoal ovens and this cemetery. Pretty cool.
Joseph Little.
So this gravestone is to a Joseph Middle. Died at age 46. It's interesting, this era of gravestones will always say down to the day how old the person was. 46 years, 5 months, 22 days. They died in 1886.
Do you see the oak leaves on the top there?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. There's some kind of poem or something on the bottom too, I can't make out.
Yeah, we did have to go inside this enclosure to read it. I can read Sleep, Father, Sleep. I don't know. Something about tolls. Sleep, Father, sleep, thy tolls are over. You know, this is also something kind of common that you see in these 1880s burials out in the Southwest is the wooden enclosure, like the picket fence
Right.
around the grave. So it's a pretty small area. I mean, you can see the fence, you know, right around. So this person had a wrought iron enclosure.
Wow.
Martin Gleason died age 37. Died in 1877. Native of Queens County, Ireland.
Wow.
And then this has ivy on a cross. Let's look at this, probably a family grave. So this is the Camptons. Sadie Campton died July 11th, 1878, age 22. Then here's a Jenny Campton. Died 1878, age 29. Presumably S.C. Campton, JCL,
Could this have been
LR, JR.
like an entire Young family that died? Like Jenny and Nathaniel were married. They were the same age, and these are their children who died?
It's hard to say. Here's a John Ragsdale, died age 70. And here's a Lucinda Ragsdale,
Maybe that's...
died age 66 in 1885.
Well, that's JR. Maybe that's LR, Lucinda Ragsdale.
Could be.
Maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
This is like their individual grave markers.
I see. That is what that is.
Yeah.
Right, so the larger, the pillar has 4 people on it, and then you have the 4 initialed individual tombstones.
Yeah.
Well, Erin, what do you think about the ghost town of Ward, Nevada?
Well, here we are, ending in another cemetery.
Seems to be our favorite thing to do.
Yeah. This one's...
Old cemeteries.
This one's pretty cool. One thing I think is sort of amazing is the cemetery and the ovens both feel really sacred, even though really the cemetery is sacred and the ovens are industrial.
Yeah.
But they both feel that way.
Well, people lived here and, touched this place, so shows in a way it is sacred. And even right over there at the entrance of the graveyard, there's a sign that talks about, preserving these kind of places, that they have value, and to not come here and damage the site. If you are near Ely, Nevada, you really should come out and check out the Ward charcoal ovens and then the Ward Cemetery. It's a gravel road to get out here, but I think most cars could drive it. So it's pretty cool. Thanks for coming along.
Don't forget to like, share, comment on this video, and please subscribe to Searching for History. Thanks for watching.
Please don't erase the traces of America's past. Archaeological resources are fragile and irreplaceable. Then it talks about the Archaeological Resources Protection Act of 1979 and the Federal Land Policy and Management Act of 1976 protect these resources for the benefits of all Americans. So let's come out here and enjoy this stuff, but leave it there undisturbed for the next people to come and see.